All right, so get ready
Yeah.
because we're diving deep into Talisman today.
Oh, I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, this motivational book that you shared with us.
Yes.
All about figuring out how to have success, Punjabi style.
Exactly.
It's really interesting, and we're going to try to pull out all the most powerful stuff just for you.
Well, the thing that struck me right away,
Yeah.
it's that this isn't just your typical self-help book,
Yeah.
It's rooted in a specific culture, which makes the advice feel more grounded,
Right.
more relatable.
For sure.
What do you think?
Absolutely. And it just jumps right in saying dream big,
Yes.
no limits.
I love that.
There's this great story about a student who wanted to be a judge,
Right.
but felt stuck.
Mm.
It really resonated with me.
That story really sets the tone for the whole book.
Yeah.
It's like it's saying, hey, look,
Yeah.
you absolutely need a dream to get anywhere.
Yeah.
And what I thought was so fascinating is that it emphasizes not letting anyone, including ourselves,
Right.
squash those dreams just because they might seem too big.
So true.
Yeah.
So what dream have you kind of put on the back burner?
Oh, that's a good question.
I know I'm feeling inspired to dust off a few of mine just thinking about this book.
I think we all have a few of those.
But Talisman doesn't stop at just dreaming.
Right.
It tackles those pesky things called limiting beliefs.
Ugh, I know.
Head on.
Yes.
And I think that's so important.
It really dives into this whole idea that we often hold ourselves back without even realizing it.
Right.
Like we don't even know we're doing it.
Yeah.
For example, the book talks about Walt Disney's struggles before Mickey Mouse.
Oh, yeah.
Failure after failure.
Right.
Such a classic example of perseverance paying off.
Yeah. It's a good reminder that setbacks
Yeah.
are just part of the journey.
They're part of it.
Speaking of setbacks, did you know that the author himself lost an entire manuscript
Oh, wow.
to a fire,
Oh, no.
and he rewrote the whole thing?
That's incredible.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Talk about perseverance.
It really adds a layer of authenticity to his message.
Right.
Like, he's not just talking the talk, he's walked the walk.
Exactly. He knows what he's talking about.
For sure.
Okay. Now, for one of the more mind-bending concepts,
Oh, here we go.
the idea that our minds are like magnets,
Interesting.
attracting what we focus on.
Right.
So this is all about the law of attraction.
Yeah.
Have you ever explored that?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Big fan of that concept.
It's interesting.
And Talisman actually explains it in a way that I think is pretty easy to grasp.
Okay.
Remember that study with Olympic runners?
Oh, yeah.
Where just visualizing running caused actual physical changes.
Whoa.
Right?
Like their muscles were
Yeah.
responding as if they were really running.
Exactly. Isn't that wild?
Crazy. It really makes you wonder,
It does.
what if we are shaping our reality more than we realize
Yeah.
just by what we're thinking about?
It's a powerful concept.
Okay, so then how do we use this mind magnet to our advantage?
Good question.
What do you think from the book?
Well, the book kind of suggests that we need to be way more intentional with our thoughts
Okay.
instead of just letting our minds,
Yeah.
wander aimlessly all over the place.
Mhm.
We can choose
Yes,
thoughts
that's-
that are going to empower us
Yeah.
and actually move us closer to those goals.
So being more deliberate.
Exactly. It's a shift, or from
Yeah.
feeling like a victim of circumstance
Right.
to becoming like the architect of our own lives.
Okay, so instead of dwelling on what we don't want,
Right.
we should focus on what we do want.
Exactly.
It sounds simple.
It does.
Sure.
But I think it could be a game changer.
Right.
It's powerful.
For sure.
And then Talisman goes on to showcase all these stories of people who overcame incredible physical challenges to achieve success.
Oh, wow. Like what?
There's a one-legged dancer,
Wow.
a heart surgery patient who became Mr. Universe.
Oh my gosh.
It really challenges your perception of what's possible.
Totally.
Like, what are our limits, really?
Right. It's like the book is saying, look beyond these obvious limitations that we put on ourselves and that other people put on us too.
Yeah, and the focus is on the strength of the human spirit,
Yes.
that unwavering will to succeed no matter what.
It's inspiring.
It's a good reminder that our potential is often far greater
Yes.
than we even give ourselves credit for.
So true.
Yeah.
But Talisman doesn't just stay in the clouds with this stuff.
Oh.
It also gets down to brass tacks.
Yeah.
It gives us practical steps.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the time management tips.
Oh, yeah.
Emphasizes listening.
Important.
Keeping that ego in check.
Yes, the ego.
What do you think about that part?
Well, it's laid out in such a digestible way.
Yeah.
I love how they have the 70s of success:
Oh, right.
dream, desire, direction,
Dedicated.
dedication, determination, discipline, and deadline.
It's like a framework
It is. It's like a framework.
for taking action
Totally.
instead of just thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's like a roadmap.
Yeah, I like that.
And it doesn't shy away from unconventional wisdom either.
No, it doesn't.
Remember that story about the shopkeeper who let a child break a toy to keep a customer happy?
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
It's like, what?
It makes you think,
Right.
what outside-the-box strategies could we be using?
That we're not even considering.
Exactly.
Because we're so stuck in our ways.
Sometimes the most effective solutions
Yeah.
aren't the most obvious.
Right.
You know?
So true.
Talisman encourages us to be more creative,
Mm-hmm.
more adaptable
Yeah.
in our approach to success.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. We're uncovering some real gems here.
We are?
But before we go any further,
Okay.
let's shift gears for a second
Right.
to one of my favorite topics.
Ooh, which one is that?
Self-confidence.
Ah, yes.
Love it.
It's so important.
Talisman tells this amazing story about a woman misdiagnosed with a serious illness. And she finds happiness and success simply by believing in herself.
That is a powerful story.
Isn't it wild?
It really illustrates how our perception of ourselves can literally shape our reality.
Right.
You know, Talisman asks this thought-provoking question.
Oh, what is it?
What if you're capable of far more than you think?
Ooh,
It's a big question.
I love that.
It's about tapping into our own unique potential, you know?
Right.
Not comparing ourselves to others.
Right, like stop looking over there.
Yeah, focus on yourself.
Focus on what you're good at.
What do you bring to the table?
I love that.
Yeah,
It's about recognizing our own strength and embracing who we are.
exactly.
But there's so much more to this.
Oh, there is.
So stay tuned as we continue to dive deep into
Yeah,
Talisman.
I can't wait. So, you know, one thing that really stands out to me about Talisman
Yeah,
is how much it emphasizes action.
right.
It's not just about positive thinking, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's about getting out there and actually doing the work.
Yeah, you're so right. There's this whole chapter that basically boils down to those who walk, reach.
Ooh, I love that.
And it's about taking those steps.
Yeah,
Even when the path ahead
right.
isn't totally
I
clear.
don't know what's going to happen.
And I find that so motivating.
Yeah, it's very inspiring.
The book actually brings up
Yeah.
Guglielmo Marconi,
Oh, wow.
the inventor of the wireless telegraph.
Right.
And he had so many setbacks
He did. He had a lot of failures.
and failures, but he never gave up.
He never gave up.
And think about the Wright brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone thought they were crazy,
I can't even imagine.
trying to fly.
Right.
They could have easily just given up,
Yeah, said, forget it.
but they persisted.
Yeah.
And look what happened.
And they changed the world.
They changed the world.
Incredible.
It's incredible.
Those stories really show how success,
Yeah.
it's not about avoiding failure.
Right.
It's about pushing through it.
Yeah.
And Talisman makes that point really clear with all these examples.
And it doesn't just tell us to go for it blindly.
Right.
It gives us practical guidance
Yes, it does.
on managing time,
Yes. That's so key.
which I think we all struggle with.
Yeah, we all do.
What do you think?
Well, it's not about like, you know, cramming our schedules.
Right,
It's
yeah.
about prioritizing what truly matters.
Yes.
You know, Talisman suggests
Okay.
establishing routines, setting deadlines, avoiding distractions.
So being more intentional.
Exactly. Being intentional with every moment.
Yeah. It's such a valuable shift in perspective.
It is. It's a mindset shift.
It's like instead of feeling overwhelmed by time,
Yeah,
we can learn to use it as a tool
absolutely.
to reach our goal.
A tool for success.
What are some of your favorite time management tips from the book?
Well, one that really resonated with me
Yeah.
is the analogy of a tree.
Okay.
You know, just like it takes time for a tiny seed to grow into a mighty oak.
Right.
Achieving significant goals requires patience, planning, and consistent effort.
So you can't expect it to happen overnight.
Exactly. No quick fixes.
That's a beautiful way to think about it.
It is. It's a good visual.
I love that.
It reminds us that we often overestimate what we can do in a short time,
Yeah.
but underestimate what we can achieve over the long haul.
Right. We think we can do so much in a day.
And then we get to the end of the day and we're like, what happened?
Exactly.
Where did the time go?
Right. But then over a year, it's
Yeah.
like, wow, look what I've accomplished.
Exactly. Amazing things can happen.
And speaking of long-term success,
Yeah.
Talisman also dives into the importance of self-control.
Oh, yes. Self-control key.
And it kind of frames it as
Mm-hmm.
not deprivation,
Yeah.
but a way to channel our energy effectively.
Yeah, like it's not about denying ourselves.
Right.
It's about making conscious choices.
It's like saying delay gratification now
Yes.
to achieve something even greater later.
Exactly. The long game.
I like.
The book actually calls restraint the mother of joy and the sister of success.
I love that.
It's so true.
So good.
It's about mastering our impulses
Mm-hmm.
and making choices that align with our long-term goals.
Right.
Even when they require,
Yeah.
short-term sacrifices.
Yeah, there's this one line from Talisman that I underlined.
Oh, tell me.
The weak break down in difficult conditions,
Okay.
but those who discern opportunity, even in distress,
Right.
make their names figure in the list of the successful.
Wow. Powerful.
So good.
It's a reminder that adversity,
Yeah.
it's not something to be feared,
Right.
but an opportunity for growth.
Yes.
Transferring.
Exactly. And the book is full of stories
It is.
about people who turn their struggles into fuel for success.
It's amazing.
Like Ramesh Babu,
Oh, yeah.
who started with just a rented car
I remember that story.
and built this multi-million-dollar business empire
It's incredible.
as Expire.
His story and so many others in the book really drive home the point that success,
Yeah.
it's less about luck
Right.
and more about vision, resilience,
Yes.
and relentlessly pursuing those dreams.
I like that.
Never giving up.
Talisman also makes it clear that
Mhm.
there's no one-size-fits-all path to success.
Oh, for sure.
Like, we all have our own journey,
Absolutely.
and it encourages us to find our own unique strengths and
Mhm.
passions
Yeah. What are you good at?
and forge our own way instead of just following the crowd.
Be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself.
This raises an interesting question.
Ooh, what's that?
What are you uniquely equipped to offer the world?
Oh, that is a good question.
Like Talisman inspires us to discover those talents
Yeah.
and then actually use them
Yeah.
to make a meaningful contribution.
It's a great reminder
Right.
that comparing ourselves to others is a recipe for unhappiness.
Ugh, yeah. The comparison game is a dangerous one.
It's the worst.
It's never going to end well.
And true success is
Yeah.
about living a life that's true to our own values. Yes.
And aspirations.
Not someone else's.
Not what we think we should be doing.
Exactly.
So Talisman also dives into this age-old debate
Okay.
of destiny versus free will.
Oh, interesting.
While it acknowledges the role of fate
Uh-huh.
in our lives,
Okay.
it really emphasizes our power
Right.
to make choices
Yes.
that determine our direction.
We have agency.
It's like the book is saying, yes, some things are out of our control,
Right.
but we have agency
Mm-hmm.
over how we respond to those challenges
Yeah. How we react.
and what we create from them.
So powerful.
I love that perspective.
Me too. It's very empowering.
Yeah, and that's where taking responsibility comes in.
Yes, owning it.
Talisman argues that blaming destiny for our failures
Mm-hmm.
is just a way to avoid accountability for our choices.
It's a cop-out.
And true success requires us to own our decisions,
Yes.
learn from our mistakes,
Yeah, mistakes are valuable lessons.
and keep moving forward.
Don't get stuck.
So while Talisman recognizes the influence of fate,
Yeah.
it ultimately empowers us
Hmm.
to shape our own destinies.
I love that.
I think that's such an important message.
It is very empowering.
And that's what makes this book so powerful.
Absolutely.
It reminds us that success is not a destination.
Right.
It's a journey.
It's the journey, not the destination.
It's a continuous process of growth,
Yes.
learning,
Learning.
and self-discovery.
So true.
We've uncovered some incredible insights
We have.
from Talisman
Like,
so far,
it's good stuff.
but we're not done yet.
Oh, there's more.
Stay tuned for the final part
Yes.
of our deep dive.
One thing that I think really makes Talisman different
Yeah.
from other motivational books out there
Okay.
is its emphasis on the human side of success.
Right.
It's not just about
Mhm.
strategies, tactics.
Okay.
It's about character
Yeah.
and how we connect with other people.
So true. And Talisman really digs into the power of positive relationships.
Yes, it does.
It stresses building genuine connections.
Treating people with respect
Yeah.
and understanding.
It's so important.
And there's this great story
Oh, tell me about it.
about a salesman
Okay.
who's on a really crowded train.
Oh, I can imagine.
And he makes this amazing first impression
Oh, nice.
by weaving in
Yeah.
relatable anecdotes,
Right.
compliments.
So he's making people feel good.
Yeah.
And connecting with them.
And everyone's captivated.
That's awesome.
And it's just this brilliant example
Yeah.
of how to connect with people on an emotional level.
Right, even in, like,
Yeah.
a fleeting encounter.
It's like you don't have a lot of time.
Right, exactly.
But you can still make a big impact.
It reminds me how important it is
Yeah.
to just be present
Yeah.
and engaging,
Air interactions.
like really there with the
Yeah.
person.
Absolutely. And Talisman seems to suggest that building this rapport is a key ingredient for success,
I think so too.
whether in business or in our personal lives.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. And one of the most important skills for building these strong relationships
Okay.
is the ability to really listen.
Oh, listening is huge.
It's not just about waiting for our turn to speak.
Right.
It's about actually engaging with what the other person is saying
Hmm.
and understanding their perspective.
Like really trying to see things from their point of view.
Yeah. Do you find yourself consciously trying to practice that?
Oh, definitely. It's something I'm
Yeah.
constantly working on.
It's tough.
It is. It takes practice.
And Talisman also cautions against
Yeah.
letting our ego get in the way.
Ah, yes, the ego.
It argues that pride and arrogance can sabotage our relationships
Totally.
and hinder our success.
It's like a barrier.
And there are some powerful examples in the book
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
where ego leads to conflicts and missed opportunities.
It's not a good look.
It's a good reminder to stay humble
Yeah.
and open to learning from others.
Always be learning.
Speaking of learning, Talisman dedicates a whole chapter to the art of public speaking.
Oh, wow.
It's packed with all these practical tips,
Like what?
from crafting compelling introductions
Okay.
to using humor
Mm-hmm.
and storytelling effectively.
I love that.
It's a valuable resource for anyone
Yeah.
who wants to improve their communication skills,
For sure.
whether it's for presentations
Mhm.
or just expressing themselves more clearly.
Right. Everyday conversations.
In general, yeah.
The book emphasizes connecting with your audience
Yeah.
on an emotional level.
So it's not just what you say,
Right.
it's how you say it.
It's the whole package.
Right.
It even offers advice on body language
Oh, yeah.
and vocal modulation.
It's recognizing that how we say something
Yeah.
can be just as important as what we say.
Absolutely. It's all connected.
And to bring it all home,
Yeah.
Talisman ends
Mhm.
with this powerful message of hope
Yes.
and possibility.
It's inspiring.
It reminds us that we all have the potential for greatness within us.
We all have it.
And that success is not a destination,
Right.
but a journey.
A journey. That's a good way to put it.
It encourages us to embrace those challenges,
Yeah. Don't shy away from them.
learn from our mistakes,
They're valuable.
and never give up on those dreams.
Keep going.
The book closes with this simple but profound statement.
Oh, what is it?
Those who walk, reach.
I love that.
So after this deep dive into Talisman,
Yeah.
what's the first step you're inspired to take?
What dream are you ready to reawaken?
Talisman challenges us to take that step
Yeah.
and see where the journey leads.
And as you embark on your own path
Yeah.
to success, remember all this wisdom
Mhm.
we've been talking about.
Yes.
Anything is possible
Yes.
if we have the courage to dream big,
Right.
the determination to persevere,
Hmm.
and the belief in ourselves to make those dreams a reality.
I love that. What a great way to end this deep dive into Talisman.
Yeah, this was a good one.
It's so inspiring. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Me too.